And our logo, the bird that comes from the inspiration of an African grey parrot, and it's one of the most intelligent bird who can be trained to solve complex problems. That's where we take our inspiration from. And myself, it's Kiran, the head coach at STEAM Vidya Educational Hub. And I am glad that I have been part of different communities and certified trainer of many communities like Microsoft and Quizziz and Nearpod and so on. So just to have a quick start, if you were able to travel through time, either forward or backward, where would you like to go? Can we have a little talk on that before we go? If you had an option to travel through time, you can go further or you can go backward. Where would you like to go and why? You can write your answers in the chat box, and if you want to unmute and talk about it, you're most welcome.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello from Kyrgyzstan, from the Central Asia. My name is Shakir.
Glad to meet you,
I'm an
sir.
English teacher. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So sorry. Yesterday I couldn't participate. Today I decided to participate and join you.
Thank you.
So the first question is, where would you go? So I would like to go in the summer times to travel in other countries, like this cool places. In the summer in our country also is hot, and I would like to cool place will be, and why? Because in the 9 months or the 10 months,
you would like to go at this point, or you are traveling in future, or you are traveling in the past.
This one is in the past. Yes, sorry.
Yes, maybe. Yes, sir. Of course, we can go to such places. I am sure you must be having some lovely childhood memories to cherish in these places.
So in the past, I went to some countries in Uzbekistan or Russia. Russia is more good because in the summertime, in my country is such hot, and Russia was cool, and I did in the.
I would be glad to travel there again.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
That's amazing. Okay, I would like to go back to my childhood. Yes, Miss Shweta. Definitely, we love to go back to our childhood where we were all tension free. Move forward through Lochan. Can I ask what would you like to see in future?
In the future, I would like to visit India, China, or another countries. Yeah.
Yes, looking forward to meet you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. How about others? Where would you all like to go and why? Anyone? Anyone here? Okay, no worries. Okay, so we can move further from here. This was just a little intro about yourself and how we can be connected to each other. Yesterday, I had shared this link of Quizziz so that you can create your account in Quizziz. And today we will be dealing with how you can work out with it. So if you have not yet created, I will share this link again. Okay, so I think it's already shared and you can create the account. Meanwhile, you can just create the account of the Quizziz, and I am insisting you to use this link because with this you will be receiving a 1 month free super plan, which are some of the features are really very good. So we will be working towards it. And it's just for the benefits of the others who could not join. Let us give a quick glimpse of what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking about the Web 2.0 tools that we can be used in the classroom, how educators can transform the learning of these students by using these Web 2.0 tools. We are all aware of what the situation is, and even if it wasn't a pandemic, how we can make our lessons more interesting, even if it is face-to-face or online lessons. Yes, online lessons have given us a window to travel through time, travel through different places, a big umbrella of collaborating with all the educators just like you. So it's all thanks to these online educations that we have been. There's always a good and a bad to it. Although the pandemic, the health wise, it was not good, but I would say for education, it was a boon, wherein we could connect to all the different educators around the world. So here, as we say, integration, the technology integration that we talk about, it's effective only when our students are able to analyze, synthesize different tools and use them effectively. But how do we choose these these different tools, or how do we effectively integrate these technology in our classroom? How do we do that? How do we find out which tool is best suited for our class? Would anyone like to participate here? How do we choose, how do we effectively integrate the technology in our classrooms with our young learners? We are all part of the education industry, and I'm sure we must have dealt with different types of learners around the world. Here, if we see, our main goal is basically to make learning fun, make our education, make our teaching fun for all the students, for all the learners, and what we can best use the given technology. There have been instances, I'm sure, in everyone's life where we have come across tools, or we have come across technology, we have come across our own strategies to work with, which we never even thought of before. I'm sure you must have got, each one of us must have got something special to share with others where we got an opportunity to best use the technology. Pictures, songs, games, videos to teach them. Very true.
Me too. I use it as games and some videos, and could be working in team also. Like as we use it as a WhatsApp, mostly as a WhatsApp and Google Meeting also.
Yes, definitely. So we are using some or the other meeting tool here today. We are using Teams, but yes, the WhatsApp and all are also very much integrated. Flashcards, games.
Team Microsoft, I see the first time. Just I wondered about this Team Microsoft. I never used it and before.
So it's a new experience for you. Yeah. One thing which I really like in Microsoft is I can see my PPT and my participants at the same time.
Okay.
So that's really nice. Yes, projector. I can't hear anyone. Kriyansh. Just a moment. Okay, so yes, we do find, and we spoke about yesterday how we can analyze. Now how we can find out. The first point that we spoke about yesterday was to understand the needs of the child, and then we need to understand different tools and how we can have a mix of all, because I'm sure none of us, even as adults, would like to use the same tool again and again. So as a child also they need a change. So basically here we work with two different frameworks of technology, how we integrate these technology in the classrooms and how we can have the best use of them. The two frameworks here is called as TPACK, which is technological pedagogical content knowledge. It basically deals with the content that we want to share with our student, and by understanding the pedagogical knowledge of the children around us, the learners around us, how we can integrate the best technological tool to get an effective outcome. And the other one, which is known as the SMAR framework, which is developed by Dr. Yontundra, and it guides through the process of reflecting on how we are integrating technology into our classrooms. It basically deals with how technology can allow us to best work or get things out of our students. And the other one that I was talking about, the TPAC one, it basically it attempts to identify the nature of knowledge required by the teachers. So here are the two different frameworks which we would be working. I will not be able to talk in depth about it, but yes, these are the two different frameworks which we will be working with in coming future, definitely. So we need to understand these. We need to understand these theories before actually getting into the tools of these modern world. Yes, as discussed, we will be using one such tool. Now, based on this, the tool the matrix that I showed you yesterday as well, that was based on this SAMR student matrix choice. It is basically based on the second framework: redefinition, modification, augmentation, and substitution of the technology that allows us to make our learning fun. Now, one such tool, as I spoke about you yesterday, was the Quizziz. And I have shared the link, the reference link of the same, so that we can have an account and we can create and we can let's further integrate these in our lessons. Some of you did say me that you are already using it, but just to update you, Quizziz has updated itself. And so are these tools. Every time we need to update ourselves, we need to keep on learning as a lifelong learner to get best out of our students. Now, what can we do in Quizziz? I will directly move on to the platform of Quizziz to better understand how we can integrate these lessons here. Just a moment. I hope you all are able to see the screen that I'm sharing now. It's the Quizziz screen. Okay, so we will be working. If you have already created an account, as soon as you log into your account, you will be directed to this page, which we had discussed yesterday also. I had given you a quick view of this page yesterday. So today we will be seeing how we can actually create one quiz in our lessons. Now here, if you see, I can select the curriculum that I am teaching. Here we have the state boards, we have the IB curriculum, the IGCC curriculum, the CBSE curriculum, and I can add the subjects that I am teaching for each class, and so that I will be able to get things related to my topic only. But anyways, if I want to get something other than what I have already selected it, I can always edit this, edit my choice, or I can simply search here based on my topic. Can someone give me a topic that we can create a quiz for today? Anyone? Would someone like to participate? Voluntold. I don't want to do it voluntold. It's better you do it voluntary.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Josna.
Yes, Jyotsna.
Mm, Science would be better because children get really bored when we tell them about the sun, moon, planet. They get easily bored. So
Okay. So let's do about solar system itself.
yeah,
Yeah. So if, as you can see, I've just typed in solar system. Some of my quizzes are already there. I can simply take these quizzes and I can edit, I can customize it further, and I can simply use it in my class. So I already have a good amount of a good bank already created here. Let's take any one. Let me take this. Now, what best I can do it, I can see this is for a 5th grade or a 4th grade child. It is related to 9. What best I can do is I want to edit it. So I will further go and copy and edit this quiz. Now, once I have these editing rights, I can go through these questions. I can simply understand there might be some question. For example, this one is not relevant to my topic that I'm going to take today. I can simply delete it. But there are some questions missing in here which I wanted to teach my children maybe. So maybe I can type in again, I can type here solar. This is the best part of the quizzes that I personally like it. It's my personal experience where this is the where it's the teleporting of the quiz, where it's teleporting of the questions from different quiz. So I just need to type in solar system and I click search here. Again, I get a number of quizzes that are available. I can click on any one and go through the questions. Maybe this question was relevant. I just simply add this question to my quizzes. Is there anyone trying along with me? It will be great if you do this trial work along with me so that you get a hands-on of this quizzes itself. I simply need to add this question. I can add the number of, I can go to the next quiz and I can simply add as many questions as I want. So this is basically the teleport feature of the quiz, which is my personal favorite. I don't have to actually create many questions. There are already loads here. I am sure each one of us will get what we want. I am selecting it randomly just to show you without reading it. I'm sure none of us will do that if we are actually going with our students. So once I'm satisfied, once I am done, I can just simply save. And for the benefit, it's also giving me a quick check that I have quiz name, I have a quiz image for it, I have added the grades, I have added at least 4 questions to be for the quiz itself. So it is giving me a quick check as well for the quality of my quiz. Okay, so here if I think I need to edit any other detail as well, I want to change the title of the quiz. I want to change it to be for the grade. Maybe now I made it more simpler or I added more questions so it became more difficult. So I can always do that. Yes, I have to make it public. I must make this public because I would also want others to be benefited to it. So I can make it public, although there's an option of private, but it's always nice to make it public. Let others also get the benefit of the questions that I didn't create them. I won't say I created, but yes, I just assembled them according to my choice. So once I'm satisfied, I can simply save. And once I save it, I'm able to see this quiz in my library. You can see in my library, moment I click my library, I already have this solar system. The quiz named solar system is already there. Now, maybe I wanted to talk about the solar system before actually going into the quizzes. I didn't wanted the students to immediately attempt the quiz. So I can further edit and add some slides to it. Or I can add different questions from my personal notes that I want to share. Or maybe I wanted to simply write them. I'll just show you all these features one by one and how we can work on it. If I didn't want it to select it from this. First one is the slide. So we'll export the quiz to a new lesson. You can then, okay. So here actually this quiz was already created as a quiz. So it is taking me from only the quiz to lessons. The difference between quiz and the lesson is that we can add some slides, some informative slides, wherein I'm purely doing the teaching or I'm showing them the videos. I am showing them my notes related to it. So here it's going to create a lesson. You can see moment I came to the lesson, my quiz is already there, which was there. All the questions were already there. Now I am free to add more slides to this. I can choose the theme. These are all inbuilt themes. I can always choose any of the themes. Some of them are animated as well. Maybe I would like to go with this. So that's the basically just the cover page of my slide. And here I can add new slide. Now, when I add a new slide, it's asking me about which type of slide would I want to be, which I want to add in here. Now, if you can see, first 4 slides are very common. The blank slide only with the title and slide with media as well. The last 2 here are basically the full media that I can add. If I already have a video in my bank, in my notes, I can definitely add to it. I can simply add or upload it, or I can search a YouTube video which I want to add to this link. So maybe you can search a YouTube video here itself related to solar system. Let's take this Dr. Binox. Again, I can also edit the amount of video that I want to show. Sometimes we don't want to show them the beginning introduction of the company or anything else, and I want to take them directly to the matter to waste the time. I can always edit the time from where my video will start until what part. Maybe I'm only covering 3 planets today and I want to do the remaining planets the other day. So that's always welcome. Once I'm done. So this video will be played for the students on their device itself. They do not need to leave the quiz. They do not leave your lesson. It's directly there on each one's device and exactly the amount of media you want to show them. So you can see here the quiz is added. Next thing which we can do is let's bring in a link of something interesting. Just give me a moment. I'll find something interesting, some 3D. Okay, let's do. Just a moment. I'm just looking for something interesting to be shared with planets itself. Okay, this is something. Now, okay, so adding a new slide, I can click on this web page link. And I can simply add the link that I want to show them today. Again, as I said, the child would not want to leave, would not have to leave the system today. It's showing me the planets today. I will be giving you the right-hand view of this quiz that we are creating right away so that we can understand what's happening and what have we changed here. So here again, I can let them have the planetary view, or if you want to talk about NASA, maybe you can add a link of NASA, whichever link. It's all up to you how we design, how we plan our lessons. Now, after adding some slides, maybe I want to add some other text above it, below it, or a video, audio, image, all things are possible. Maybe I want to create my slide from scratch by adding some shapes. That's also there. Tables can be added for a view. And furthermore, I can add my own questions again. So maybe I want to ask them some multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks, poll, open-ended, or even a draw type. This draw type is again one of my favorite, and it's a new feature which is added to the software, to the system. Here again, it's asking you two things. You can record your audio as a question. You can type in your question. You can add a blank slide, or maybe you can add an image to it. I think I would like to go with an image of the solar system where I would want my students to write down the name of the planets. So without the names, let me find here. I save this image on desktop. Okay, so here when I come, I have an option of adding an image from Google or from my desktop. Now, in this slide, what's happening? The students are getting the image as a background, and whatever they draw will be on top of this drawing itself. So they can simply put in arrows, and I can put in a question here, name the planets. So this is one type of question which I added to my lesson, which I'm going to take on Quizziz now, which I'm sorry, on solar system. Again, I can add more questions to it. Maybe I want to add a poll at the end of the session asking about how, let's make it, did you enjoy the session? Now again, this was a very generic question, but if there's question related to your topic, you can always add a picture to your question itself. You can add your audio. You can also add a small video of the question about, maybe it's something related to the question. Maybe your question is related to a video, and that can be added here. Even in the options, I can have the option of typing in just the answer as yes, or I can add an image of something. So it's like a visual prompt for the child, and I can also add some basic calculations. This will be amazing for the maths teachers, The symbolic presentations are there. The basic symbols are there. So as a teacher, we can always add these symbols of maths for our understanding. For example, if I hear, definitely there's nothing related. These things, sine and cos, are not related to my question here, but we do have an option of it. So maybe I can write just more, a little. I don't want the third option, so I may delete it. So I have only 3 options. So again, the variety, the creativity of the lesson all depends on you teachers. Again, once if I'm satisfied with all my lesson, once I am fine with it, I can simply save my lesson. Does anyone have any questions so far? Then we'll move further about how we can play this quiz in the class. Sorry, after creating the quiz question, there is no option visible for finish. You'll have to save it first, ma'am. Akansha?
Sorry, can I ask you?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Go. This go site is very useful, and I wonder if everything is here that we can do here. So presentation is good tools. And one question, you save it, your demo presentation, and anytime you can use from here, yeah?
Definitely,
And you
definitely,
can share
sir.
also. You can share also another person's, maybe this.
Yes, sir. I will be coming to it. You can add in your collaborators. You might be 2 teachers are working on the same quiz. That can be done. And I'll come to the portion where we are sharing this quiz with the students in the live classroom. So the same quiz can go as in synchronous and asynchronous lessons.
It's good for others, and others also. For me, it's good, and because I wondered the first time this site, and I didn't know this, like this a lot of secrets. I think so this here.
Yes, so actually Quizziz has updated itself recently. Before
Thank
it
you
was
very much.
only about quiz in general, but now they have added many more features. Mr.
Thank you very
Kansha?
much.
Yes, sir. So I will be continuing with the other features as well. But I think Mr. Kansha was facing some issue with it. Mr. Kansha, were you solved with it? Okay, I think we can get in touch later, or maybe after the session we can solve your queries, Mr. Kansha. Just we'll move ahead with it. So if you can see in my library, this solar system lesson and solar system quiz, both are available. Lesson we just now created, you can see some 4 to 5 slides are extra in this lesson. Whereas in quiz, we have purely the quiz questions. So it depends on me what I want my students to be doing it. So I'll go with this lesson here to let us all have a view of how we can do it. Again, as I said, it can be asynchronous or synchronous lesson. In both ways, I can use it. So I will first start with the live lesson so that we can trial this lesson right away and have a first-hand experience of what it is and how it is going away. So it's simple. I just need to go to my library, get my lesson and start a live lesson. Now, as I click on it, you can see I get a multiple options to do my settings. Show the slides on participant devices as well. So yes, I would definitely want to do this. So if the child is on its own device, even sitting away from it, he can see it. Names factory is something which is funny. I will keep it on for now, but you can keep it off in your classrooms because we do not want funny names in our classroom. We definitely want their real names to let us understand, but just for fun, I'll keep it on for now. It's up to you how you want it. Again, the timer is also something which is my choice, whether I want the timer to be on or not. It helps in getting some extra points and creating that gamified effect in our classroom, which our students are looking forward to. It's a healthy competition between the students, so leaderboard is must. And I also have an option to shuffle the questions each time the student is playing it. Music is up to us whether we want a lot of noise in the class or not. So if we are playing it online, definitely it won't affect a lot. But yes, if we are in the offline mode, if we are in the face-to-face mode, we might want to keep the music off because again, so many devices together would make a lot of noise. Again, it's your choice. So once I am satisfied with my settings, I can simply click on present. As you can see, I have two options. I can simply tell my students to click on joinmyquiz.com and enter this code if they already have an app, or I simply copy the link and share it in the chat box. I will do that right away. I am sure you are able to see the link. You just simply click on that link. I will be able to see you all in my game itself. I would request the participants to join the quiz. Yes, I can see some. Now, if you see, because I switched on the uh, name thing, so I am getting all this turmeric twist and capsicum castellon. This is only because I turned on the funny names on. It's up to you. As I said, you can just let the students write their original name so that we also get to know what's happening. Can I have more participants clicking on the link, please? Okay, so I think we all are there and we can simply start. So once I have all my students, this is the only time where you need to spend a little time to let your students get in, especially if they are young ones, they might take a little time to get in. And once you're sure of all your students are in, you can start the lesson. So here again, you can see I have my the first slide, the name, and here below you can still give this code to the students to join if they are still there. And these are the different options available for you. Now the first option is basically the live whiteboard where you and your students both can scribble at the same time. Second one is spin the wheel. Now this is again one of my favorite tool when as I said, even I love selecting students randomly to check if they are actually with me. So I would want you teachers to put on your caps and be ready for me to spin the wheel anytime because you would be spotlighted and I would want you to answer. Again, leaderboard. So I have my 8 leaderboards here. So let's go move ahead with the sessions. Here I can have an overview of my slide. If I want to skip some slide, I can skip it from here itself, moving on to the next one, or I can simply click on the next slide and there you go. Now the benefit of live lesson is the student will not be able to change the slide until and unless you change it on your side. As a teacher, you need to change the slide. But moment I come to this slide, I'm sure you must be able to click on the video to let the students see what when at their own pace. Yes, I will give them some time, or maybe if I don't want them to switch the videos at their end, I can switch it for them here itself. So you can see we had included only a part of it. And students can also view the same video at their end. Moment we give them the time to be played, moment we have this video, we can simply move on to the next slide. And as you can see, the next slide is all about where the planets are today. I just simply copied what I got it, but definitely your links would be more relevant to your topic. So you can see the position, the Earth and Mercury moving. So it's a nice one to explain them about the rotation and the revolution of the Earth. See how the Moon is moving around the Earth at so and so time it was there, and how the Earth is moving. So it's giving the time. I just found this on net randomly, but yes, if it's a link related to your lesson, they can definitely do it. Social media. Again, in the next slide, sorry, you can see I had added a draw board, didn't I save it? Okay, now here again, it's a draw slide where you all will be able to write down the lesson. And as a teacher, I have the authority to disable the timer. Maybe I feel that this question is going to take a little longer time for my students and the time that I allotted it before was not enough. So I might want to stop the timer and give them my own particular time to let you all. So I would want you all to scribble something and try this if it's working for you. Once you do it, I will be able to see the responses here. Yes, I can see some players working on it. So you all have written it. So students can exactly, whichever planet whatever the question is. Basically here, this tool is good with young students. So I can see some of you have already answered, tried writing something here. So if I am sharing it, I can share it with the students also. Okay. Are we all trying or would you like to move? So once I am done with this, once I feel that the students have done it, I can end this question simply. It gives me a prompt that some participants are yet to answer this question. Do you want to proceed? So if I am proceeding, I am definitely telling them that it's time up basically for the students to write. So all these lessons, I'll still proceed for today. And you might be able to see the leaderboard. Yes, I can restart this slide again. If I want others to, maybe I did a part of it, I gave my feedback and I again give them a chance. Okay, now based on my feedback, you can complete your work. So all these options are already there. And next will be your quiz, the questions that we added. Okay, I had to move this question to the end, but I kept it above. So that was my default. That's the reason you're getting it. But I'm glad that you all are enjoying the session. I'm glad. It was a quick feedback for me. Amazing. So I have the 100% participation here. Thank you. So again, as you see, we had the other quiz questions also. And here, maybe my child or my children are not clear with the question. I can stop the timer. I can add a whiteboard. You can see I have added a whiteboard. Maybe I want to do some explanation here about the question. I want to highlight a little bit. I want to maybe, maybe I'm teaching some science lesson and I want to talk about it. And or maybe I want my students to annotate as well and tell me what am I exactly looking at. Each one of you are getting your own whiteboard to let me understand what's happening. So this whiteboard feature is again a new feature and very interesting feature again, where I am also able to write, and as a student, you are also able to write and understand and things. And I can end the whiteboard, come back to the question, and give you an option to answer the question, like choosing here. And it's all with the music, with the gamified effect. It just goes amazing. Yeah. Let's head to the next. I will be moving through the slides very fast because I am not testing you on solar system information, but here I can again see the jalapeno had answered it first. So it's coming on your leaderboard as well. So it's giving these students a healthy competition, and at the same time, it is giving them a visual thing, visual effect, and that really works well. So now that I have not switched off the timer, you are able to see the timer also in your screen that you have only 32 seconds to answer this question. And moment you answer, in between, as a student, you will also be able to get the power-ups, the all those gamified effects. Some memes would be coming in between just to encourage you. And as a teacher, if you can see, I can see that most of these are the two popular answers in my class. And there you time's up, so you won't be able to answer. Yes, as a teacher, I can restart this question again, but otherwise the time was up. So I will just skip through the slides, teachers, here, because this is not our lesson going on and there are loads of questions added to it. So I will simply move on to the last one to show you how it comes. Now, if you see here, I can see as a teacher only one student has not answered for some reason, but others have answered. So I can simply skip it also. I can end the session. I can end this question here. Now it says me the next thing is to end the session. Now, if I want to end my live session, I will click on the next slide and the session will be ended here. And as an overview, you might be getting if you are on the first spot, second spot. So again, that healthy thing is again, and as a teacher, I'm able to see the reports of the student on my dashboard. So I'll just come back to my dashboard. So here, if you see it, in my library, my lessons were there, and in my reports section, I have a detail. This was the lessons which I did it with my students today. So solar system, you can see here. Since we didn't answer all the question, it shows me only 8% accuracy. We skipped some questions today, but definitely this won't be done. So I can, here I can see how many of you as a detailed report, how many of you answered it correctly. I can download it. I can email to parents directly. So if I am adding my email address of the parents, I will be able to share this report that I got as a teacher immediately with my parents that this is what your child has done for the lesson today. There are no hassles. So it's giving me a quick option of sharing it with my parents on the spot as well. So I am not creating any other report. This is what your child has done, a true picture of your child, and the parent, the teacher, the student all are on the same loop where the parent is also getting the report of what has been done in the class today, and the child can definitely refer back to it. Again, if I go to my library, my second option of sharing it is I'll do quizzes this time. Okay, so I was still editing this quiz. That's the reason it's giving me finish editing. Akansha, here you will be able to see the save option if you were not able to see it before. Now again, this is what we did today, the live lesson. The second option is to assign homework. What if I want them to practice this quiz again? So I can assign a homework. As a super plan, I am able to give no deadlines, but I think as a basic plan, you have an option of giving a deadline of around 15 days, not more than 15 days. But as these things are updating, so it might depend. That's the reason I wanted you to go for the super plan. So this game will be active. Maybe I want to choose a deadline that a child has to attempt the quiz before this particular date, or I can choose no deadline and simply assign it. So once I assign it, again, as you can see, I get a code, I get a link, or I can simply put it in my classroom, which I already have, whether it be Teams, Canvas, Sociology, or in my Google Classroom. So I can copy the link. I will share this link with you all again today now. And the benefit of this asynchronous is that you as a student are attempting this quiz at your own pace, and you can attempt this multiple times as well. So a child is getting a repetition of everything that's happened at home also. Well, there is loads to go here. I'll just give you a quick class that I can create. I can import my class from Google Classroom. With me, I can import my students here, or I can simply create a classroom and share the code with them to let them enter this classroom. But it very soon, Quizziz is also coming up with the integration of the classrooms and Teams, Canva and other softwares also. So that option is also available here. Ports, My Library and Explore. So I hope you all had good insightful of what's happening. As a request, I would want you all to follow and like our page, because we will be focusing, we will be sharing any updates about any such workshops again in our Facebook or in our social media links only. So I hope it was fruitful. I hope this tool can bring in some energy in your lessons, some excitement in your lessons, some gamification in your lessons.